Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try.
All right. Hello, everyone. I was trying to see how much people we could get on here before I started. Make sure you guys share this with your teams, get the notice out there, get everybody on here. Tonight, we're going to do something fun. So let me go ahead and start here. So hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel. On this YouTube channel, I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors build confidence and book smarter. And tonight's training is going to be a little different. And honestly, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So, welcome to Ash's story time. And I know the background's wrong. I know it says build it live. I don't even care because listen, your girl just got back from Hawaii and I'm still in Hawaii time. I know we're here on Central time, but I'm still in Hawaii time. So, we just be glad we're here tonight. Okay. But over the past few weeks, I've talked to so many of you guys, especially last week in Hawaii. We all talked. And a lot of you guys have just submitted your funniest moments, maybe your biggest mistakes, your biggest wins, whatever they were, your toughest client situations, all of that. And just lessons that you guys have learned as travel advisors. And tonight, we are going to read through them because you know what? You guys can attend all the trainings that you want, but I'm going to tell you something. You learn through experience. That's it. When it comes to the travel industry, no matter how many trainings you can take, you don't actually learn until you experience it. So I wanted to give you guys not just my experience, but what other people have experienced as well. So we are going to read through some of these stories, okay? And we're going to talk about what we can learn from each one and maybe what also they have learned from them as well. Because I think one of the best ways to grow in this business is by learning from them, not just mine, but from other advisors. Okay. So if you are live here, you already know what to do. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat for me here. Put that on the screen for you. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat for me. And if you happen to catch this later on a replay, I still want to know that you stopped by. So if you're watching it on replay, make sure you guys comment replay for me so that I can come say hello to you in the comment section there as well. All right. So let me go ahead and remove some of the stuff. I don't really know how I want to do this yet. I haven't decided. And I have Heather here with me. Hi, Heather. You could say hello now. I unmuted you. Hi. I look rough.
Hello.
Listen, Heather's camera's going to be off for tonight because I have to share the screen to do the story time. So I will have that up. But Heather is still here, and I'm hoping that Heather can see the comments more than I can. But can you see the delay there? Can you see how there's a delay in it?
Yeah, I opened up my phone too so that I can actually type without having to interrupt you while you're talking.
Okay.
So I'll try to answer in the chat too.
All right, perfect. Now, while I'm doing this, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. If you, oh my God, I'm a little sick. If you want to do like your own story time, if you want to put it in the chats, that's totally fine. All I ask is that we just make sure first time on YouTube. Hey, that's cool. Hi, Cynthia. Just make sure that you guys are always protecting your client's information. Don't put any names in it or anything like that. So that's just the most important part here. Okay. But feel free to put it in the chat. If you guys have something you want to share of your own story, feel free to put it in there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. So let me go ahead and then share my screen, and then let me figure out how I want to set this up. This is it here, but I'm thinking I need to, hi. Hold on. Let me fix how I wanted to put it because I couldn't do this until I went live, and I knew that was going to happen. But I might have to maximize it just so you guys can see it. Yeah. I have to get rid of my own face just so you guys can see it here. All right. So what I did is I screenshotted some of them, and then the rest of them I just copied and pasted from the job form itself. That way it could be easier for us. And I want your guys' feedback as I'm going through these. We're going to talk about them. We're going to laugh about it. But let's just go ahead and dive into the first one. Okay. So this was sent to me through Facebook Messenger, and it says, we're going to focus on this one here primarily. I don't think I can zoom in. Look at me. How does that look on the screen here? Does that look better? Yeah. All right. Perfect. So the first one, can you see that, Heather? Does that look good?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe you
All
didn't
right.
make slides for these.
I know.
What you been doing
Listen,
all day?
trying to survive, trying to get back my rhythm. All right. That's why I did this on the way back, because I knew that this was going to happen to me. Like I knew I was going to be stressed out. So this is the way we're going to do it tonight. All right. So
This is perfect.
yes, raw and real. I didn't even really edit them. So you guys get the full raw thing here, right? So I had a lady reach out to me. She wanted me to plan her destination wedding with all details, including hotel stays for 2 days prior and 2 days after. I literally contacted multiple places to see what they offered. I made a few quotes for her. I sent them to her, and she told me to give her 2 days to contact her so we could book what she wanted. Well, those Tuesdays came, and she went ahead and booked what she wanted. But she told me she wasn't sure yet. I only found out as one of the wedding planners I was talking to contacted me and told me. Crazy part is that she paid way more than I quoted for. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh man. How many times has that ever happened to any of you guys? Has this ever happened to anybody else? This one hurts because I know this feeling. This is probably one of the hardest things about being a destination wedding planner, because if you guys think it's serious for them to make decisions on travel, it's like 10 times more serious for them to make decisions when it comes to weddings. Have you ever booked a destination wedding, Heather?
Absolutely not.
I've booked a few, and they're a lot of work. Okay, so she didn't put what she learned from this, but I can tell you what she probably did learn. Yes, this has happened. Bianca, this happened to you? Did that happen to anybody else? I know it's a little delayed.
I think she's saying yes to, has she ever booked a wedding
Oh,
destination?
yeah.
I think.
Okay, probably you're right. So I'm going to tell you two things that you guys need to take away from this, because this can happen a lot, especially with destination weddings. First thing you're always going to hear me say about, make sure you charge a fee, especially for destination weddings. Anytime you guys start doing any planning, any quoting, etc., charge a fee. Now, the next question I normally get after that is, well, how much do you charge? Well, it really depends on how much I work. If I have to do a lot of quoting like this, I'm going to easily charge $500. Absolutely. And she has to pay that before I present the quote to her, because this is how that prevents that. It's exactly how that prevents that. And the fact that she went and did it herself would absolutely drive me crazy. Oh, I would message her back and be like, so, what does this say? I'm not in the no more. Nope. What does that mean? I don't know if I want to be involved with a bridezilla. Yeah, no, I get that. That's a bridezilla in the making right there, especially when she realizes that all that work she's going to have to do on her own instead of having us do it for free. Now, I'm going to tell you some positives of booking destination weddings. I don't want this to be all negative for you guys. If you can get it set up correctly and positioned correctly, um, girl I always talk about, she's a friend of mine in Houston. Her name's Ashley. She's working on one right now. She has over $20,000 of commission coming in from that one wedding. And she booked it all through Classic Vacations. So I'm not going to ever tell you not to book a destination wedding, but I will tell you to always charge a fee because they will not, what is this? Message her father or whomever is paying, you spent too much. Warren, Warren, you're a savage. He said, I'm going to message them and be like, y'all paid too much. Now, listen, I've had this happen to me, but not in destination weddings. That happened to me with a honeymoon. They went and booked it without talking to me, and then they didn't even realize that my package included flights. So they paid for the flights for the room, and they could have saved both. So listen, don't waste your time, okay? But always charge a fee when you guys do destination weddings. I'd like to book. You would like to book? You would like to book one? Yeah, you guys can definitely book them, but just make sure you charge a fee because you guys will not receive any of that payment until the wedding is complete, plus 30 days at least. And since it's a group setting, they pay out over time. You're not going to get all the payment at one time. So some of the group might pay early, some of it might pay later, some of it pays in between. They all pay out at certain times. Oh, I was angry and I learned about charging fees. Yeah, no, that's when we normally start learning about charging fees, is when we get angry, when they do that to us. All right. Do you have any comments before I continue? Do you like that, Heather, or do you want to comment something?
No, I agree with the fee. I think you also need to have some sort of a contract just to protect
Yeah.
yourself. If they bail out or don't make a decision in time or something, you need to have a very open communication in that.
Yeah. I agree. I'm really good. I know this is like kind of off subject, but I used to do a lot of weddings. And do you guys see this vendor right here? It's called Honeybook. Okay. And it wants me to sign in because I used to have it. But you guys, it's something you pay for each month. Okay. But if you're going to really book destination weddings, look into this because it will have everything, the communication, go away, the meetings, the payments. It takes all the payment systems. It also does even the contracts. It does the contracts and it has a scheduler. It has everything inside of it. So if you book a lot of weddings, it's like Travel Joy, but for weddings. That's what that is, essentially. So yes, good idea, Heather. Oh, I didn't know that about group bookings. Okay. Wouldn't whoever pays for the wedding be a part of the decision, making the costs, etc.? Sometimes they just go and do things without talking to those people and then tell them after. So it depends. Every time I've ever booked a wedding for somebody, they didn't have anybody making the decision. It was normally just them. So it depends, I guess. It was her money used. Yep, it was her money. Definitely. I learned the hard way. All right, let's go to the next one, shall we? Now, this is two stories that I got. I think it's from Leah. So these are two stories, and this actually has a what they learned from it. So I like these because it comes with two parts here, but then there's another part to it over at the second side. So the first one is story number one. I had two elderly clients flying from Sacramento to Scandinavia for a land tour. Their flight, I know this looks weird because I pasted it in here, so it looks, what was it called again? It's called Honeybook. Honeybook. Oh, hey, Mary Ellen. Oh, Mary Ellen's here. What's up? Hi, Mary Ellen. Yo, I haven't seen you in forever. All right. So back to what we're doing. Flying from Sacramento to Scandinavia for a land tour. Their flight from Sacramento to Dallas had a weather diversion to OKC, okay, which is Kansas City, right? Once arrived in Dallas, they had several delays due to mechanical issues. By the time they got to Boston, they missed their connection to London and then Copenhagen. 24 hours later, after using their hotel and mail vouchers, they flew out of Boston, but they missed their initial transfer and 2 nights accommodation. Oh my God, I bet you were crying. This is something that would make me cry. After some frantic contacting, I was able to secure a new and much more expensive than original transfer. Thankfully, they got to their land tour hotel in time for the meet and greet with their host. They enjoyed their tour and made it safely home, although one of them caught a bug on their flight home and was down for about a week upon return. Ooh,
Mm,
man,
yikes.
I, I, that's a lot. That would make me cry. Okay. So this is one of the most common things that we have issues with when it comes to travel is flights. We all, oh, Oklahoma City, you're right, you're right. You know, okay, we'll talk about this. But hold on, somebody asked me a question. The agent who booked 20K commissions, where did you say she booked from? Classic Vacations. Thank you, Heather. So Oklahoma City, she missed her flights, a lot of missing flights. And I was on my last day. Oh, yeah, that's right. So this is Leah's story, okay? Not only did all of this happen to Leah, but actually, honestly, for Leah too, she was on an Alaskan cruise. So imagine trying to deal with all of this while you were on an Alaskan cruise. Okay, so let's read what she learned from this. She wanted to quit. I bet you did. So this is what she said. I don't know. Even though I frantically tried to help these clients till 3 a.m. my time on the last day of my Alaskan cruise, until 3 a.m. my time from the first night of being home, I really couldn't secure anything with their flights. They had to handle those details in person when British Airways counter opened the next morning at 6 a.m. their time. All I could do was contact the land tour company to ensure that my clients were still en route to please wait for them, which they did. My clients did acknowledge for me going above and beyond and thanked me profusely. And then said no. I think I cut something off here. Okay. So, what did you learn from this experience? Honestly, Leah, you did perfect. I'm glad I share stories like this because I want you guys to understand that we are not magical fairies. There was nothing that you could have done in this situation. Nothing. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. When things like this happen, the only thing that we can offer our clients sometimes is an ear, like to listen, not air, but like an ear, sorry, an ear to listen. That's it. All we can do is just be there for them when they need it because sometimes things like this are out of our control. You did nothing wrong. And when you go through this one time, which we all go through this at least once as travel advisors, it makes us realize that we can't control everything. And that's okay. The clients still take care of us. The clients still want to book with us. That's not the issue. They know that we can't do it. So I don't think you did anything wrong. I think it's fine. What do you think, Heather?
I was going to agree. My Hurricane Melissa folks, when they're in the moment and they're feeling all of those emotions and the mental stress because they are physically there, they're
Yeah.
not thinking clearly. So you're doing everything you can. They're not blaming you, but you kind of have to put your big girl spine on when this is all happening and don't take it personally. Once they get home, they're safe. Everything's good. They've had a minute to think about it. They're like, thank you so much. They're very appreciative of what we do. So during those times when it's very hectic, just bear in mind they're not mad at you. They're mad at the situation. They're in the middle of it, and they might say some things that we take personally, and we shouldn't.
Correct. I agree with that. And I don't want you to beat yourself up over it either, because, like you just said, the U.S. domestic airlines are the bane of my existence. Yeah, that's everybody. Everybody is going through it with flights right now. I bet you over half these stories are going to be something about flights because flights are the worst when it comes to travel. And it has nothing to do with us, it has nothing against us. There's nothing we can do to fix it. Sometimes they just have to wait. Now, luckily, they gave out meal vouchers and hotel vouchers, so they had that. But a lot of the times, they don't even do that. Most of the times, I just make them sit there and wait. So that is a crazy story. I agree. All right, let's keep going. All right.
Note to self on there: make sure you're selling travel insurance, travel
Oh,
protection.
yeah. Yeah.
That
That's what this probably came in here for.
Yes, 6 hour delay, lost luggage, lost time, trip interruption. Make sure you're selling travel protection or that they have some sort of a program or a plan in place, because if they lost 2 nights, that's expensive.
Yeah, I agree. Leah, did they have travel insurance on this? My flight in October has already been delayed. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Where are you flying? Calling Star, where are you
Yeah,
flying?
not even that. What airline are you on? So we know not to book it. Ay, ay, ay.
It's not
That's
even
funny.
August yet. My goodness.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Let us know about the travel insurance if they had this because I'm wondering if they got any of it back. That's what I'm wondering about. All right, let's go to the next guy here. So this is very short but simple. I like it. So guys' night out planned for a guys' night. Okay. Guys' night out, playing for a guys' night out. They wanted to book travel to see each other in August. Speaking longer with them, they have scheduling and finance option changes. Now the travel is planned for October. Okay, so this is something that's not as big as the other one, but this could be something that's very frustrating. Like, listen, she said, what I've learned from my clients is not that everything can be planned because life be life. You are exactly right, right there. Life's all day long, right? Not everything is set in stone when first starting out. People can be very different when your friends become clients. I also learned that not too much spend too much time to help friends that might only be dreaming of travel with a small budget. Being able to help them find a budget, travel on a budget can be fun. Okay. Oh, let me see what happened. I'm learning how to file insurance claims. Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, they had travel insurance. Yeah, no, so this is something small, but this is something that happens very, very often in the travel industry. Yes, especially when people start planning things. The reality kind of sets in when they start planning because we all have an idea of how travel should look. So when we start planning it, we kind of all get hit with reality. Like my biggest reality was Hawaii. OMG. That was expensive, right? First of all, my flight's $1,300. And then I got the room for 2,600 and I split it with someone. So I only paid 1,300 for that. But that trip alone, just to get there, was $2,600. And then let me tell you something. You've never been to Hawaii. Every meal, Heather, not I'm telling you, every meal we ate was at least $50. At least.
Yeah. Breakfast, 2 eggs, bacon, and potatoes was $27.
Yep. And that
Just,
was without
just
the
for that.
coffee.
Yeah. Um, I
So
have a quick question here. Leah, you said that you're learning how to file insurance claims. Please tell me that you're not doing that whole process.
don't let them file the insurance claims
Yeah, you should not be involved other than getting the client maybe a
to the
date
people.
or some information, but they need to file that themselves. You should not be involved in insurance claims at all.
Yeah, that's a risky, not fun business, but just at least get them in the right direction. What we're basically trying to say is don't put yourself too deep in the hole where you're doing things that you're not getting paid for.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what can happen at the least. I heard the food and drinks. What did she say?
Add up
Add
fast
up
and hopefully
fast.
they
Oh
do.
man, let me tell you. So one day out of the week, me and Heather were like, let's be cheap and go to McDonald's. Oh my god, they $15 for the most basic quarter pounder with cheese and a
And then
small lemonade.
and then we decided to try a cafe for a huli chicken salad sandwich
Oh my god,
and a
eighty
drink.
dollars.
We both had a big girl drink. $98 later, we walked out of there. And the sandwich was great. The
It
drink was
was.
great. But I don't think $98 for two people was that great.
Oh wow. Yep.
When in
Nope.
Rome. When in Rome.
That was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Aren't we excited we're going to Florida? I'm
Yay!
okay with Florida. And I already decided I think I'm going to take a cruise. I'm going to go there for a couple of days for convention. Then I'm just going to leave out from a cruise because that's the closest port I can get to Fort Lauderdale. That's awesome.
True.
Okay, so she said, I'm filing for them because they are elderly. They each got over $300 back. That's great. Not to do. Yes, yes. Yeah, just be careful, Leah. Now, in that situation, cool. That means they'll book with you again. So I'm totally here for that. So just be careful not to get too deep into that one. All right, let's go to the next one, shall we? What time? Oh, wow, we're already 7:25. How does this happen every time I go live? Like, right? Yeah. Oh, hey, Paula. I see you. All right. So, next one. My client had five guests face a delay, possibly weather, on their afternoon Maui to California flight. Three of the youngest passengers who had driven to Fresno were rebooked, flew via LA to Fresno, and they got picked up by a family or a friend. My original booking client left Hawaii or Maui. I keep saying Hawaii. I gotta go. We're gonna fix it. Maui. Okay. I'm gonna jack up all of these locations because I'm tired. So just ignore that. All right. Anyways, and all of this is just codes. Okay. So let me get this together. She left Maui around 11:30 p.m. They had to wait for the plane to be inspected. She then reached Fresno at 1:30 a.m. on July 21st and couldn't find her truck while using the walker or back brace. She called her sleeping granddaughter in distress. A helpful young woman drove around until they spotted it about 20 feet away. She got home safe but exhausted. The last two passengers left Hawaii on 11/21 after using United and hotel and meal vouchers, flew to, what is it, San Francisco? Is that what that is? Um, and then rented a car rather than wait for a late Fresno flight. I have United's proof of delay letter and in the AM, and I'm waiting on the rental receipt to file a travel insurance claim. Oof. Okay, that's what I told you. 90% of these things are going to be like flight issues. So yeah, you guys. I reason I tell you guys, I share this with you guys because I want you to see. First of all, it's Leah. It's Leah again. She said, "Sorry, it's me again." This is her second story. But the reason I put these in here is because this is something that I want you guys to know that we all face. When you are in this moment, I want you to know that we've all been through this. And this is one of the most common issues is flights. And that's why you will hear Ash 90% of the time say, I don't book flights. It's because of this right here. I hate booking flights. I will avoid it like no end. But one thing I've had to learn is that those flights are out of my control. I can't do anything. I can't do anything when it comes to flights. I can probably rebook you, but you're just gonna have to wait it out. And I hate that for my clients. I really do. But this happens more times. How many people? What happened to Heather? You remember Heather McMahon while we were in Hawaii?
Oh,
Heather,
yes.
she heard the flights got delayed three times. She didn't make it till 2 days into Hawaii, and they took her luggage without her knowing. And then they flew it to California, and she wasn't even in California. Like, it's just like, oof, it's a lot. It happens, no matter what we're doing. Now I know not to be the one. Oh man, you were the one filing their insurance claim. Ooh, girl, that's even more of a headache. But you're taking care of the elderly, so I love that.
Yeah.
Um, what is this? Drop soul searching took place as to whether I wanted to stay in this business. Yeah, deep soul searching. Yeah, no, I can get that, especially because you got two of these back to back. But you know what? You are going to be one of the most experienced advisors out there. And next time you have a situation that happens like this, you're going to know exactly what to do. And so is everybody else because they heard your story. So, what do you
Yep.
think, Heather?
Yep. Yep. It really puts you in a more confident position when you've been through it before and you're like, hey, you
Mhm.
know what? I got this. I don't have any control. Everything's going to be okay. We just got to take it one step at a time. I've thought about quitting a million times.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? When Ash asked for these stories, I really had to struggle to think back to specific stories because there's been so many things. I had to think back really what was horrific, what made me want to quit. It took me a minute. I didn't get her my story until today. It
Yeah.
gets better. It gets better.
I don't, I've had situations like this happen all the time. Like one time I had a client that they wanted to leave the day before to go to a cruise. And then the day before, all the airlines shut down. So they couldn't fly out. So I had to book them another flight for that morning. They flew out that morning and made it at 12 o'clock right before the ship left out. So,
Oof.
like, yeah. So, like, but even then, now that I'm 4 years in, to me, was that scary at the time? Oh, yeah. But now it's like, yeah, okay. Like, it happened, but we got it fixed. And this makes you a better travel agent because you are there in that moment of crisis. That's what they really need. That's what they're paying for, is to us to be just to listen. Because I'd rather just call my travel agent and vent to them and then move on, you know? That's what we're
Well,
for.
and it's a great upsell for that pre-cruise hotel that you do get paid for because you're not getting paid for the
Facts.
flight. And you can actually have a specific story situation to say, hey, I really think you need to come in a day early for the cruise because you don't know when flights are going to be canceled or delayed for something out of our control. Get that extra hotel
Right.
night, get some extra commission coming in for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. So she said, I said, what did you learn from this? And she said, I don't know, man. My anxiety was so high with these two clients and their travel stories that I seriously considered, why am I doing this? I do not like having control over things to help my clients have smooth. Oh, I don't like not having control. Sorry. Over things to help my clients have smooth travel destinations. That's what I already knew and was reconfirmed with both of these travel stories. Yeah, no, I get that. We want to control that, but that's travel. We can't control what happens during travel. You can plan it all day long, but honestly, when they arrive, that's just what happens. Like, I remember getting on the flights just last week, and I remember thinking, man, this is really going to suck if it's delayed. But even if it was delayed, I couldn't blame my travel agent for that. That's not their fault. That's just life. That's just how the airplanes work. Airplanes in general, man, on the way home, I was thinking, man, I don't even want to be on this airplane. They scare me. It's old. It was an old, busted United airplane. I was like, oh no, like I don't want to be here. Let's see. It says the client posted on Facebook thanking me profusely for being there through all of this. Yep, because she would have to have done that by herself. Yes, this is what gives us value as travel advisors. You are right, Anne. This is exactly it. There is a reason that they make a meme t-shirts that say keep calm and call your travel agent. This is it. You are right, Mary Ellen. This is it right here. This is why we exist. All right, let's go. So, hey, Ash. Okay, so I have so many, but this one really started the whole travel life for me and really shaped the way I wanted to take care of my clients. We are taking it back to the 90s. Okay, let's go. So it was the late 90s. I think this is her actual travel story. I don't think this is a client story. I think this is her. We're going to do this. So it was the late 90s, and I just graduated high school, and I really wanted to travel the world. And friends of ours, of our family, lived in Dubai, and they helped me get a job with the Emirates Airlines. And I was basically moving my entire life from the very first trip outside of the country. I love that. You turn 18, you graduate high school, and you're just like, all right, let's move to Dubai. Okay, let's go. Okay. I wanted to go early to spend some time there before training started, and my friend had booked my one-way ticket to Dubai, and I had never really spoke with a travel agent, so I just depended on whatever was the itinerary. Anyway, they booked, what is this, Lufthansa? Is that how you say that? I don't know how to say that. Do you know how to say that, Heather?
Lufthansa.
Lufthansa. Oh my God. Okay. I'm from Alabama. Whatever. They got on a plane from Seattle to, I don't even know how to say that word. Was
Munich.
that Munich? Munich. All right, there
Munich.
we go. And then at the same time, a small airline from Condor, from Munich to Dubai. And then there was about a 10-hour layover, which I thought would be fun because I thought I would be able to see the city at least to do a quick tour. It didn't turn out that way. So I got to Munich and I don't speak German at all. And I ended up with my bags. I had no idea that they wouldn't go through to Dubai. And I'm looking everywhere and there's no Condor Air anywhere. I asked the customer service agent and they had no idea where the gate would be. No signs anywhere, no way to contact the airline because they didn't have any agents on duty. There was just no real sign of them anywhere in the airport. So I'm just wandering from gate to gate, asking everyone, and nothing. And I seriously thought I was stranded in Germany forever. And of course, it was when we had pay phones, no German currency, and cell phones were not big of a thing yet, and no Google Translate, of course. So I sat down, what she said, I sat down and just started crying. And eventually, a really nice German family came up and they spoke really good English. They were able to find out the airline uses, do that fancy word that I can't pronounce, gates and check in the counters, and they wouldn't be there for about 2 hours before the flight left. The family was really sweet. They took me out to lunch and they stayed with me as long as they could to make sure that the customer service agent showed up there and the Condor Air signs, and I was on my way to Dubai, off to lots of travel and adventures. Wow, that would make me cry so much. That's actually really seriously scary. Imagine going all the way to Dubai learning halfway through. They're going to drop you off. You can't speak any lick of German because why would you be able to speak your German? And you don't even know where you're going and you can't find it. That would be like me trying to go to Japan or something and they got all of like Japanese words. I would be so screwed. That's exactly. What do you think about this one, Heather? Oh my
I,
God.
my heart goes out because my son went to Germany for 3 months after he graduated high school and went to stay with their foreign exchange student that was at their school.
Mhm.
And he flew by himself, hadn't been out of the country before at all. And when he got to London, it was nighttime and the airport was closed. And he was just going around the airport, with his bag, trying to figure out what the next step was. And I was worried mama bear at home and
Mhm.
calling my ex-husband at the time. And I'm like, oh my God, he's in London by himself. Like, what do we do? And he's like, he'll figure it out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I very much sympathize. He spoke German. He took 4 years of German in high school. So he had a little bit, but man, it
Yeah,
was
no, that's scary. Well, I liked this story though because she used her own travel story. This is her why. I bet this is her why. I bet this happened to her and it scared her so badly that when she started travel, she was like, I will never let this happen to anybody ever again. And I love
exactly,
that.
exactly.
I love that. Let's see what she learned from it. Let's see. So the main thing I learned is from that point on, I always wanted to take care of my clients so they never felt that sinking feeling of being stranded or stuck. Ugh, that's gonna make me cry. I love this. Okay. And you never know what information is going to be important for the client to know. So just really make sure they get all the details. Perfect. I'm gonna cover that in a second. We're gonna come back to that. Also, I always feel like I want to take care of my clients like they are VIPs. And on a personal level, from that point, I've always been the go with the flow kind of traveler. Ended up being a fun experience meeting that family. Yeah, I think that teaches you two things. One, you want to make sure they get all the details. So when you guys were sending out your clients, make sure that they're getting not just the back stuff, that you're going back through it and making sure that they have every single detail because they need the transfer details. They need every single part of it. So don't skip it. And then two, making them feel like VIPs is going to make them come back and book with you. So I highly recommend that. And also the going with the flow. That is something that we obtain over time. Like Leah, hello, you are fully experienced now with going with the flow. Yes, after these two stories you just told us. That is probably one of the best ways that you can handle the situations when it comes to travel. So, yes, I like that. Okay. I have more. This one's yours down here. But oh my gosh, that's a lot to read. Okay. What do you think, Heather? Anything else you got on that one?
No, I think I was looking at those notes down there, booking without a deposit. What does that mean?
Okay, so
And
these are my three stories. I
oh,
just I
okay.
these are my three stories, but I put them in there so I could remember them because I couldn't remember them off the top of my head.
Okay. Gotcha. Carry
All
on.
right. So let's get into my three, and then at the bottom we have Heather's. And if you guys have any more, we might have time for them. I'm not sure, but we're almost to the end, surprisingly. So we got some more time. So if you guys want more, let us know. So first one happened to me. This was a booking, actually. This was one of my best friends. I booked her trip to Mexico. And when she was there, okay, I specifically told her do not to get into any taxis or anything like that. I told her to be very careful about it. But in that exact moment, when she had an amazing trip, she got dropped back off at Cancun, okay, the international airport there. And when they dropped her off at the wrong terminal. She was running out of time to check in for her flight, etc. So the taxi guy was like, "Hey, just hop in real quick and I'll take you to the next terminal. It's fine. I'll charge you $20. It's not a big deal." Y'all, he charged her $240. And not only did he charge her $240, but she did not get the notification until she made it back in the United States because her phone wasn't getting notifications. So she gave the card, swiped it, got in the card, wasn't thinking anything else about it, got home, over $240 in taxi charges, and he drove her less than a block. So I say fraud because he obviously wasn't authorized to charge that. And I tell that story to you guys because you have to be very careful. You'll have to always tell your clients, do not just sit there and hand out your debit card to whoever, because especially in Mexico, there's a fee that they charge to convert the money Yeah. And then there's also a bunch of money that they're not going to tell you that they're charging. So I am very, very careful about who I give my credit card to, especially in other countries, because of that right there.
Was she able to get
Like,
that back?
oh, she canceled her card. She said it was fraud, and she canceled her card, and she reverted the money back.
Oh, good. Good.
She had to do a whole thing, but she wouldn't have known that. She just thought, okay, this nice guy's giving me a transfer. Here's $20, right? Absolutely not. Now, anytime I go to countries like this, especially Mexico, I always bring cash. And if I have to go convert it, that's fine, whatever. But it's easier to carry the currency there than to run your card because they're going to charge you a fee every time because it's international. And then, two, you don't know what's coming out until you get done. That's just the point of it. I hate to say it, but that happened. Oh
They
no.
they like
Yes.
they like US dollars anyway. So if you hand them a $20
Yes.
bill, that's more than what they're getting anyway.
Oh yeah. They love that. Now, the next story that I have, okay, what I learned from that is to get currency. Keep the dollars, okay? Bring dollars with you. They love it, okay? Oh, he didn't get anything. How is the best way to pay then? So she could have just given them a $20 bill. That's what she should have done. Just given him a $20 bill, he would have taken it. They will take cash there. Absolutely. Especially in Cancun, Mexico, like she just said, they love cash. I would have just said, I don't have my card. Can you take $20? And he would have been like, oh, yeah, perfect. And took it. They're not going to argue with you. They're trying to bargain. They're, he's not going to make that regardless. So just take the 20. So, yeah. Now, cash, cash, cash. Exactly, Mary Ellen. All right. So the next one, this is something that happened to me recently, and it has now made it to where I am starting to charge fees. I used to be really against charging fees because I just felt like I didn't need to until something happened to me. And now I'm changing the tune. Okay. That's part of Ashno's travel. She grows. Okay. Things happen. She grows. Okay. So I had a client that I secured a trip with. It was on Founders Call. This just happened. And I probably, if you've been on my, you already know it, but I'll tell you again. So I was on Founders Call and I got a quote from Travel Leaders Network. And I text them because it was too late. I was not about to get on the phone. It's too late. So I started texting them. And when I was texting them, they were about to book. They actually sent me a screenshot of the booking. And I was like, okay, don't book it. Just give me a second. Let me get the pricing for you. I get the price. We secure it. It's exactly what they wanted, right? Since it was so late, I told them, let's do the deposit tomorrow. I can hold it tonight in Vax. Just give me your name and date of birth. I'll hold it tomorrow. We'll call in the morning and book it. Since I did not do a deposit, do you know what happened 30 minutes after I did the booking? Oh my God. Quick text. Hey, come to find out, the water is not very clear at this resort. It's a little murky, and we want clear water. It's a requirement. So we need to change the location of the booking. And I'm like, oh, you wanted to book that though. You came to me and said, this is what the resort I want. Why would you wait till all the way past the booking to come back and tell me that the water's not clear? I said, first of all, do we even know what the water's going to look like when you go there? Y'all know the water changes, right? Like the allergy and stuff comes in and out of the water. We cannot book a booking based off of what the water looks like in a picture. Can we all agree?
Mm-hmm.
So your girl did it. I changed it. But as soon as I changed it, I told her, I will make this change for you. And I ended up booking the Secrets Mache or something like that. I can't pronounce it. But I ended up booking it for her. And in order to close the booking, I made her pay me $500 up front, without a doubt. I said, we are not moving any further until you put a deposit of $500 down on this booking. She did, and then she paid the rest of it off later that week. But I tell you all of that because I learned that if I would have taken that $500 up front, she wouldn't have changed her mind. That was my fault. That was my bad. I will never do that again. I don't care if I'm not charging a fee. I'm going to get some kind of secured payment or something before I move forward because that will never happen to me again. No, you're not about to have me looking up 6, 7 different properties. No, absolutely not. Right. And I feel like that's just something that we learn over time because I never would have learned that if I didn't have that situation happen. Right. What do you think, Heather? Anything else you want to add?
Agree. I'll do 3. They get 3 properties. And the only way I will do any more than that is if we're going up. Because if they figured out that the lowest prices, weren't really up to their standards, I'll look at something more expensive for them. But
Yeah, that's
that's,
okay too.
yeah,
And
that's about it.
that's another issue. So since I found her another place, the place I found it, so we were originally booking. I don't remember. It was some place, some secrets place, and the one I ended up booking was cheaper. So guess what? I lost commission in the process.
Right.
So next time, even if you can hold a booking, I want you to still take that deposit. Tell them the deposit's due at midnight because listen, that's going to just mess you up even more. They're just going to change their minds. All right. Now, lastly, this one, I always tell this story because this was a big eye opener for me that I did not know about. Um, I had an agent that first started, she booked a princess cruise. And when she booked it originally, it had two people on there. Um, Oh, good question. I'll answer that in a second. Hold on. So when she booked the Princess Cruise, it only had two people on there. But then when she went to go finalize the booking, they added their little friend or something into it. So now there was three people on the booking. And she originally did that booking. The promo code only covered two people for the drinking packages. And she let that third person know you have to add a drinking package. Back in the day, you couldn't add it for them. They had to add it on their own. So after the booking, she said, hey, before you leave, go add that drinking package because you have to pay for it before you get on the ship. That lady refused to do that. And she walked around the ship racking up over $1,500 in charges. She tried to blast my agent and was like, it's her fault, but it wasn't. There was writing that where it stated that we told her to get it. She refused to do it. Ron Archer got involved and ended up saying, like, nope, you got to pay it because we told you to do it and you didn't do it. And it got all the way back to Ron, and Ron had to get involved. And I absolutely, this is why I love Ron and Archer in general. He backed us up and was like, no, you guys did what you're supposed to do. There's no doubt in there. She just has to suck it up and pay for it. We told her what to do. She didn't want to do it. So they ended up offering her a smaller package instead of the 1,500, and she had to pay it before she left the ship. And she was pretty mad about it. But the thing is that that's out of our control. That promo code only fits two people. If you want to add a third person to it, it's not included in the coverage. And we told her that, and she didn't want to do it. So she had to pay the price. So I tell that story because, first of all, always check your promo codes because not all the promo codes are going to fit everybody. And second of all, you have to be very firm on what it is because people will use you regardless. People will think that you're just a magic fairy and that you can just overlook that. But reality is you were told what to do and you didn't do it. So that's what happens. Literally paying for, what did you say? I can't see it. Literally, what did she say?
Literally paying the price.
Yeah, literally. She literally had to pay the price. Like, there's no way around that. You think that, they're just going to let you walk around the ship drinking for free. And I tell you, this lady knew what she was doing because she got not just like alcoholic drinks. Like when people get drinking packages, that's what they're going for, right? She drank coffees because that's a part of the package. She drank, I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing. She drank the soda. Like she would go out of her way to make sure that she maxed out whatever it was. So she knew that she didn't have a drinking badge because it wasn't listed on her badge. The sticker wasn't there. So she knew exactly what she was doing. She just thought that we were going to fit the bill. Wrong. Definitely wrong. So I learned all of that just so I could tell you guys to be careful. Okay. All right. So somebody said, what happens? I can't see what it
What happens?
says.
What happens after you collect a deposit and there is a change of plan?
They got to pay for it.
Better hope they
I
have
just,
insurance. If they have
I just
insurance, use
changed
the
the room.
insurance. Yeah.
And we just got to change the room, right? Nothing I can do about it. Because that deposit, if it's early enough, it's within 24 hours, I should be able to change the room, but there's definitely going to be a price influx. The deposit will probably stay the same, but there will be a price change. Might go down or up depending on the resort. But after so long, they have to pay. That's it. Any way around it. All right. Now, Heather, this is your story. Do you just want to tell this or do you want to read this? I got to zoom out a little bit here.
I can just tell it if you want me to.
I mean, you wrote it all out, so I feel bad you wrote it all out.
I didn't know what you were going to do with it. So in a nutshell, I had a party of 5. I had 2 cabins on Royal Caribbean going to Alaska. 2 ladies in one cabin, and then a family of 3, mom, dad, and kiddo in the second cabin. Royal Caribbean changed all kinds of things. It was a horrible, horrible cruise. If anybody's friends with me on Facebook, she was tagging me and posting along the way, so everybody knew the horrors. Just a bad cruise, just a bad cruise overall. Royal Caribbean was awful. They were very unhappy. So mom in cabin 1 was ready to come home. We had them flying from Vancouver to Atlanta and then from Atlanta to Charleston. Because of customs and, delays, older people, kiddo, I made sure I gave them plenty of time on the layover. And it was about 4 hours was our only option when we booked it. So mom finds a earlier flight that goes out. Their flight lands at 7 and she sees a flight for 9 and she wants on that flight. Wants the second cabin family to also get on that flight because they're all sharing a ride when they get back to Charleston. So I called Delta to see, I went through Royal Caribbean's Air to see because we booked through Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Well, Delta said, yes, we've got 3 seats. Mom's already on the earlier flight. We did not know that. Nobody had looked at the flight schedules yet because, again, they're on the cruise, so they weren't looking at it. We didn't know that Delta had changed their flight. The email went out. They didn't check it. Charged my client $1,867 to get on the 9 o'clock flight. We said, great. Mom gave her credit card. Not the credit card that we paid the cruise with, mom's credit card out of her pocket right there so that her kids could be home with her. So I said, hey, I got a mom and a kiddo. I need to make sure they're seated together. How long is this going to take? And she said, give it about 5 to 10 minutes. We have to tell you 15 to 30, but it'll be about 5 to 10 minutes. Just keep hitting refresh. You can go in and choose their seats. Make sure mom and kiddo are sitting together. I said, great. Pushing the button, pushing the button, pushing the button, pushing the button. 40 minutes goes by. And I'm like, crap, I'm going to have to call them back. I'm not going to get the same girl, whatever. My phone rings. And it's Lexi from Air to Sea. And she says, hey, we have a problem. I said, what's the problem? I said, my screen's not changing. She goes, yeah, Delta lied. They don't have those 3 seats available. And I said, oh, so you can void the transaction for my $1,867. And she said, no, we can't. They will issue you a refund in 7 to 10 business days. Okay. AKA 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Business days. So my client's on their cruise ship trying to enjoy their time. We're texting back and forth. Mom and her friend went out and was gallivanting around. So we were having trouble getting everybody to answer quickly. So she said, forget it. Leave us on the later flight. Mom will be on the early flight. She's just going to have to sit in Charleston and wait for us to get there. Great. No problem. I said, tell you what, I think you should go to mom's flight when you get to Atlanta and you need to ask for standby. And she goes, well, I thought you said they didn't have any seats. I said, that is what they told me, but they've already lied once. So I don't trust Delta at all. Go stand at the counter and see if you can get on standby and go on that earlier flight. And he said, well, we have to pay. And I said, no. Sure enough, guess who had 3 seats on that flight?
They did.
They did. They got on that flight for free. Everybody got home at the same time. Great. So I'm following up with them. Hey, did your credit come through? Did your credit come through? Did your, yada, yada. In that 7 to 10 business days, the 4th of July was in there. So we gave an extra day out of grace for the holiday.
Right.
Still didn't have the money. I talked to about 5 different people at Royal Caribbean in the Air to Sea department. And you know what they did? They credited the daughter's original form of payment on the cruise, not mom's card that paid for the flights that day.
Oh my God.
They went all the way back to the original credit card that booked the cruise. And that's who they credited. So mom's been sitting here looking at this charge. Come to find out it was on the daughter's card because she's the one that paid for everything. And then they, squared it up between them. But yeah, I said, Karen, can you go check and see if you have a credit on your card? And sure enough, There was a credit there on her card. So then they had to, square it up again between them. But I tell you what, she's not happy with Royal Caribbean or Delta. And those are two of my bugaboos. I have the worst luck with both of those companies. So yeah, it was no fun.
Mm-mm. Oh my God. That's
I was
crazy.
I was ready to quit after that one. Mom was crying, Karen was crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, just relax. You chose your flights, right? When we booked this is what we all agreed on.
Right.
And now because you're tired of the cruise, you want to come home. Mom is a little bit slow, and I'm like, you got to get through customs, you got to get kiddo, you got to get mom's other friend who's also older, and I'm like, you guys, I'm nervous about less than 2 hours. If that
Right.
flight's even late a little bit, I
You guys
they
are in trouble.
can't run through an airport.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for them though, but that's a good
Yes.
point that she made. You guys, I don't know if you guys know that. What she just slipped in there is that she told them to go stand at the counter to see if they could go on standby. Since they agreed to the standby and they had seats, they don't have to pay for that because it's
Yep.
a standby. So they just removed them out of the other flight and push them up to this flight. Delta is totally okay with that. It's
Yep.
going to help them. And doing that is great. Now, it's not always a guarantee, but if you have that situation, now you guys know, well, you know what? Let me just try that, right? Yeah, I feel you, Heather. I feel you too. Somebody said, Ash, are they still coming? The other clients, are they coming for other trips? This one, definitely not, but that wasn't my client. That was my agent's client. This one, they haven't taken this trip yet. This is still a fresh booking. And then this one is my bestie. So, yes, they booked trips with me. But I'll just be completely honest with you. These two are still, this one's still going. But the other one, absolutely not. I wouldn't want her to book with me anyways. All right, so those are all the stories that I have, guys. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Feel free to put them in there. I feel like we shared a lot of good things, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to give you guys real experiences that people have firsthand. So if you ever experience something like this, you guys have at least 4 or 5 things that you can take with you and go, I remember Heather said that this happened. Let me try this first. Like that's just the kind of stuff that you get over time, and that's why I like to do stuff like this is because I can't experience everything. I can't be everywhere, but you guys can. So I hope you guys learned a lot from these, but I actually have a question for you guys. Okay. So for next month, I think I'm just going to do Thursdays. And the reason I'm just going to do Thursdays is because Ash has got to get back to team building because if I'm going to keep doing live in person events, I need my rank. So how do you guys feel about just doing Thursdays next month? And I was thinking, okay, hear me out. I was thinking about doing a master class and then we're going to do full client experience. And like the first week would be like how to get the clients, like how to do the full experience of getting the client. And then week 2 would be like booking. And then 3, oh, well, I'm running out of room. All right. There we go. 3 would be like, what was it going to be? Oh, during and then after they return. So it's going to be like the full thing. But these are not going to be just like your regular, like 30-minute trainings. These are going to be like hour-long trainings. Like I'm going to be going in depth on how to get the clients, how to use that full experience to get the clients all the way to booking, during, after, etc. Okay. So let me know what you guys think about that. And then Paula, I think, yeah, I feel like I would be easier for you guys to just hop on instead of doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. What do you do when they come back thinking you forgot what they put you through? Um, you politely fire them, Paula. Not every client needs to be your client. I like that. Thank you. Next. Okay. Okay. What do I do? Well, you know what? I charge them a fee. That's what I would do. If they started to even remotely remind me of what had happened before, I might not book them. It might depend. Not all money is good money is something that you will hear me say. So it depends on how much of a headache they put me through. And if it's too much, and it's especially at the beginning, I'm going to charge them before a fee before I even start searching or etc. Yeah. I love the master class and the Thursdays only. Sounds great. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. That's what I'll work on putting together then. An extension to my previous question. After the deposit paid, I can't see it. Hold
After a
on.
deposit is paid and then a cancellation done, what happens to the deposit?
Depends. So some of them will have commission protection inside of them, like Vacation Express does, but they have to have travel insurance typically. And if it's not, then it just goes away. Like I had somebody that booked with me off of TikTok. He paid $100 deposit, and then a few months ago he hit me up wanting to change it, and then he never did anything with it. So when October comes, if you don't pay by October, that's it. He's just lost his money. That's just it. It's gone. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But
Well, and on Vax, you have two options. I don't know about Vacation Express, but you have the travel credit or you have
yeah,
the cash refund. I usually do the travel credit. So if they pay a $500 deposit and the trip protection was $89, they lose the $89 and the rest of that would go towards a travel credit. They have 13 months to use it in Vax.
right.
They have to use it with me. It has to be with the same supplier. They can go wherever that supplier goes, whether it's FunJet, Travel Impressions, Apple, whoever. It has to be with the same supplier.
Fire.
But
Yep.
yeah, they would have $491.90 to use as a travel
And
credit.
let's talk about what we learned with that. What I just learned. Oh my God. Okay. So, fun fact for Vax, if you guys book something and you use a travel credit to pay for it, your commission cannot max the value of whatever the hotel costs. So, for example, I had a guy that came to me and he wanted to use his travel credit 3 days before it expired. Okay. He wanted to book flights. It wouldn't work because Vax won't book flights that close. So I maxed out the credit. It was $1,500. I got him a hotel. I got him the most luxurious rental car I could find, and like 3 excursions. But there was still roughly about $500 left over. So I put it towards myself. And he specifically told me, okay, he told me to max out the commission and get all of the money. And I said, okay, bet. So my commission was $511, but the hotel maxed out at like 498 or something like that. I don't remember what it was. But basically they sent a message to me after I inquired about it, and they were like, you cannot max out your commission more than the hotel. They have to be the same. So they lowered my commission because of that. So I tell you that because I would never have known that. You guys, when you're using a form of payment for travel credit on Vax, you cannot max out your commission more than the hotel. So, fun fact on that one. Who would have thought? Okay. Sounds good. Thursdays are great. Are you still going to do your live with Archer on Fridays? So, yes, on Fridays, I do the second and fourth Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific with Evolution Archer. I think I'm going to keep it. I don't know. I kind of feel like I've talked everything I could about Market Like a Pro. So I might switch it up a bit. I don't know what else I could cover, but yeah, I'm still planning on doing my lives on Zoom with that. Let's see. Yes, our agent fee is usually non-refundable. It depends. What do you mean by agent fee? Do you mean like when we're charging someone? If we're collecting money from them, then yeah, always tell them up front. It's non-refundable no matter what they decide to do. Always non-refundable. But if it's inside the system and you charged a fee, if they cancel it, then it might not. It might be refundable or it might not go to you. So be careful about that. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything else? Anything else, Heather, that you can think of? Yeah.
No, I think that's good.
All right. So on Thursday, okay, I'm going to go back over here where I was. On Thursday, there's your girl. We're going to be doing, there it is. We're going to be doing a Build It Live on Thursday, and I'm going to build a travel funnel from scratch. and we're going to do it live together. And I'm going to try and make it as painless as possible. But I say all of that because I want you guys to register with system.io. If you want to do a travel funnel with me, and it is free, it does not cost anything. Okay. Let me make this bigger, and I'm going to share this tab instead. So right now I already have a team building one set up, and it looks like this. Okay. So it kind of looks like this. And we're basically going to take this team building version and I'm going to turn it into travel. Now I'm going to come up with most of this before I get here. Okay. So I'm going to come up with a lot of like the details so I don't have to waste all y'all's time. But what I want you to learn is how to build a funnel because they're not hard to build. And once you realize how easy it is to build a funnel, you're going to want to build a lot of funnels. And that's totally okay too. Okay. You can have all kinds of funnels. But basically, I want to teach you guys how to get them here so you can start collecting emails to put in your newsletters. That way you guys can start bringing in clients through email marketing. And this is the best way to do so. And I don't have a travel funnel, so I need one. So we're going to make one. And it's going to be about why they should book with you. Yeah. Oh, that's on my to-do list. Perfect. Go ahead and do it this evening or tomorrow so that by Thursday you guys are ready to go. And we're going to build something like this, but with travel. Yeah.
Hey, Leah, I want to touch on your comment above your Maui client story. One member canceled from their trip that didn't affect their VRBO, but both their flights. The client paid for the airfare. The future travel credit was in his name, not hers. That's not necessarily accurate. When you have airfare, that ticket is in that person's name. It doesn't matter who paid for it.
Yeah.
So they each would have had their own air credit. It doesn't matter who pays for it.
Yeah. I've had this problem with travel credits on one of my clients. Let me get it for you. They won't let me. Let me just go back. Let me just do, it's like this. So you guys can see it. It's like that. It won't show you the top bar of what I'm searching. So I'll just leave it there for you. But I've had this issue with travel credits where if two people are on the trip, it'll go back to whoever that's dictated to. So my suggestion is, and you can't guarantee it, but one time it was just a hotel and they took the travel credit and they split it between two people. I had to call Vax and I was like, nope, give it all to her. She paid for that, not the other lady. And they actually did. Okay. I can't guarantee it, but and on flights, they're not going to do that. But if it's a hotel and the travel credit disperses and then there's only one person is taking the trip after, you can get it transferred. So just a little pro tip there, but not guaranteed. You have to call and ask. Okay. All right. So that is all I'm going to be doing for tonight. Make sure you guys go back and actually like this video, not just like it in the chat, but go back and actually like the video, comment if it has helped. And I will see you guys back on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, where we'll be doing a Build It Live. We're going to do funnel building. There's that. Okay. Thursday. And yeah, just make sure you guys like this video, share it with your teams, and comment if it helps. We all need our stories, yes? So that is it. Okay, I got you. All right, guys. So we're going to head out now. Thank you so much for hopping on, and I will see you guys back on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And if not, I will see you guys back on Thursday.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yeah. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.